World4News.com.
Welcome to World 4 News Review Center. Today we are reviewing the latest smartphone of Sony Xperia U. Sony Xperia U comes in a price range of 14,000 Indian rupees and around $350 for US price. This smartphone, that is Sony Xperia U, comes with dual core 1 GHz Cortex A9 processor along with Android 2.3.7 Gingerbread operating system, which is upgradable to 4.0 ice cream sandwich. Now let's look at the smartphone briefly. This is the front view of the smartphone. From the front, the smartphone looks quite stylish. From side to the smartphone is stylish. Now let's look at the back panel, which is the most attractive feature of this smartphone. It is quite curved and it makes the smartphone looks very stylish. The smartphone is little small, which makes it capable to hold in one hand. Now let's look at the display of Sony Xperia U. Now Sony Xperia U has a TFT capacitive touchscreen which allows multi-touch up to 4 fingers. As you can see, my 4 fingers. It allows multi-touch of 4 fingers. As you can see, as soon as I have done this, all the screens, all the gadgets that are present on the home screen have jumbled together. Now, the display of the Sony Xperia U is 3.5 inch, which is 480 by 854 pixels. The pixel density of Sony Xperia U is quite high, that is 280 ppi, which is very high as compared to other phones with same screen size. Now, the most important feature that Sony Xperia U has got is scratch resistance glass along with Sony's flagship Sony Mobile Bravia Engine and Timescape user interface. Now, let's see some of the important features of this touch. As you can see, there is no lag in touch, which makes it quite a beautiful phone to work on. As you can see, scrolling is very easy on this smartphone. Now, the smartphone comes with front and rear camera. The front camera is a VGA camera, which is somewhat a lag for Sony Xperia U. Otherwise, the phone is very good. Now, as you can see in front, there are 3 small dots. The one that is on the left side denotes back button. The one in the middle denotes home button, and the one on the right denotes menu button. As you see, we will move on to the side of the Sony Xperia U. Now, the side of the Sony Xperia U contains 3 buttons. The right hand side of the Sony Xperia U is where the party stands, because the H houses the power button, which is nice and easy to find at the top right, along with the volume up down rocker in the middle and the camera button at the bottom right. Now, let's move at the back of the Sony Xperia U. You can see a camera, a 5 megapixel camera with 2592 into 1944 pixels. The camera contains autofocus and check quality. Also, the camera has LED flash, which is a great beneficial as compared to Sony Xperia S. Other features of camera are geotagging, face recognition, smile detection, 3D Sweep Panorama, and image stabilization. The camera also records a video up to 720 pixels at the rate of 30 frames per second. Now, the most exciting design feature is the strip light up in more than one color. It's quite cool, especially when you view photos on your Sony Xperia U, because the Xperia U detects the most prominent color in the shot and according to it changes its strip color. Now let's look at Sony Xperia images. As you can see, as soon as we change the image, the color changes. Now it's changed to blue since the image is blue. Now it's changed to light purple since we are showing light purple image. It changed to pink since the background color contains major part of pink. It is changed to green since the most color part is green. It changes to red, or you can say orange, since the background is orangish in color. It is again changed to green, as you can see the image is green, to blue as image is blue. Now again the below cover of the strip is removable. As you can see, we can remove it quite easily. It is removed. The Sony Xperia U comes with two covers of your own choice. The company has launched three covers in different color. One is black, another is white, and the pink. At the time of buying, you will be offered any two colors. Now let's arrange it again. Now let's see the battery of the Sony Xperia U. The Sony Xperia U has quite a good battery. The phone has a 1360 mAh battery which supports up to 6 hours and 30 minutes of talking and 42 hours of standby time. As you can see, as in normal smartphones, the company has provided a card slot, SIM card slot at the side, but the one thing that is missing from this smartphone is micro SD slot. Since the Sony has priced this smartphone in an optimum price range, therefore the company could provide micro SD card slot with the smartphone. Now since the smartphone does not have any micro SD card slot, so the user will have to use only 8 GB of internal space, out of which only 4 GB is available for users' personal use and the rest 4 GB is kept for mobile's internal usage. But the advanced user can divide the internal usage memory for its personal use too. Now, since in today's world most of the people who buy smartphones are gamers, they usually want to play high level of games on smartphones so that they can enjoy. Now let's look how Sony Xperia U performs on the two most popular games, Temple Run 2 and Subway Surf. They also requires high CPU and GPU. So now let's look at it. This is Subway Surf. We are going to start first. As you see, the Subway Surf started quite fastly, which shows that the company has got a good GPU with it. Now let's see. The game is loading. As you can see, it takes some time for the games to load. As you see, the game has started. Now we are playing the game. You see, there is no lag in the game. The game is running quite beautifully. Now, as you see, the game ran quite beautifully. This shows that the company has got a good GPU with it. Now, to test it more, we are going to test it with Temple Run 2, which requires a very high GPU to work. Now, we are looking at Temple Run 2, which is released by Mangi Studios. See, since the mobile is priced in mid-range, so it took some time for mobile to load Temple Run 2. As you see, we are starting Temple Run 2. As you can see, the Temple Run 2 can be played very easily using it, and see how beautifully the sensors of the mobile phone work. You find no lag in working of the sensors, and the phone doesn't lag while we play Temple Run 2. This shows that the GPU and the memory usage of this smartphone is very beautiful. Now let's stop the game and go back to our review. Now, as all gingerbread provides, Sony also provides this swap process which allows user to stop the process of the game or the program it is running on background. Now, for users, we are looking at this messaging app. It requires we have put some password protection over there. Otherwise, the messaging is quite beautifully. As you can see on the top, we will get a notification whenever a message appears on it. Also, one of the features that I forgot to tell you is, as you can see at the bottom, there is a direct camera option. The smartphone is locked, but now you see, I kept pressing the camera button for few seconds. I will keep this camera button pressed for few seconds and you will see the camera will open up. You see, the camera opened up for usage. Now it's the best app of Sony. Now you see at the bottom of it, as soon as I touch on the photos, all the photos that we have clicked in recent times will open. The camera has got a good quality, as you can see with this image. That's all for today's. We'll meet again in next review.